Hey everybody, it is your favorite girl on this amazing Thursday. Who it is your favorite girl? Who's your favorite girl? Oh man, let me tell you, your favorite girl vocal with AJ Reese. Don't get it twisted, get it straight. So with that being said, I'm coming back with part six of parenting versus friendship. Listen, it's heavy. This topic is heavy. So again, you know me, always, I got to go to not just what I think, but it's what other people are saying as well. That's a part of research, guys. We have to find out what other people are saying. Those things allow us to know if we're on the right track or not, how far fetched we are. And I don't have a problem with researching anything. I really don't. I love to hear feedback or what others have gathered over the years concerning topics and subjects, stuff like that. So, listen. So, again, from empowering parents, leave your personal history. Remember, we talked about that. So, I remember I said to you guys in a few of the videos that, you have to make sure that children stay in a child's place, which is so crucial to their growth and their development. You do not have all kinds of conversations with children ears in earshot listening. No, you dismiss them, respectfully dismiss them, and let them know. I know for me, I have nieces and nephews that'll tell you, mm-mm. I remember one time, and I'm laughing to myself because I remember one time I was talking, excuse me, with one of my relatives, and their child started to comment on what I was talking about. And I turned around. I said, I'm not talking to you. I said, it's called mind your business. I said, matter of fact, I'm going to do you one better. Going out the room. Going out the room. This is not an atmosphere or a place for you. You're not my girlfriend. We not friends. I'm your aunt. Thank you. Bye. Okay. So, how to stop being your child's confidant. It says if you share too much with your child and have not set the kind of limits they need, all in the name of being your child's friend, you can change to become a more effective parent. So it's letting you know that even though these are some of the things that you may have done or started off doing, you can start changing that. And remember, that's if you want to. It begins by explaining to your child what you're going to talk about from now on. You can say, and it's something because they even give you what to say. I've decided that there are some things I should be talking to other adults about. So I'm not going to talk to you about them anymore because I think it hurts our relationship. They don't need to know about you and your significant other or all of that. Why? What you telling them that stuff for? Well, they don't need to know how you had a falling out with a with a relative or a friend and what y'all fell out about and all. For what? For what? No. And see, I didn't. It says you don't have to be specific about the subject matter. Just be clear. Just let them know. No, we're not holding that kind of conversation. That's not. You're not ready for those things. Okay. It says then you need to learn how to respond differently to your child. For instance, if you and your child have been talking about what a jerk a particular teacher is for weeks and the child brings it up again, then say to your child, I've been thinking that it doesn't help to label your teacher a jerk. Let's figure out how you can handle the situation more effectively. It's normal for friends to sit around and badmouth their teachers, is what they do. But a responsible parent will help their child solve the problem they're having with the teacher. And that's what you need to do. I found there are so many people I've come across that will make the teacher or the administration the suspects versus really exploring what's really going on. What is my child really doing? And I tell people if you really, really pay attention to your child and you're in tune with them, you know when they is something that they've done and when it's just something they have not. If it's something they have not done, then yes, by all means, you address the authority figure in charge, not you and your child. Absolutely not. You are totally out of order for that. So now, even for divorced and unmarried parents, I can attest to the unmarried parent. I was an unmarried parent. I can attest to that. In divorced families, each parent may try to be the child's confidant, and the child gets stuck painfully in the middle. I have seen that so many times. Parents, forcing and putting pressure on the child to make them choose who they should show loyalty and allegiance to, and you both are wrong. If you both are doing it, you are both wrong. You're wrong. Leave that child out of whatever it is that you and that other parent are going through. You two work that out, but do not put that child in the middle of that. It is very, very unfair. You bring unnecessary depression, anxiety, fear on this kid. This kid should not have to worry about who to be nice to as the parent. It shows lack of immaturity on your end as a parent and as a so called adult. Real adults don't do stuff like that. They don't do stuff like that. Do you remember me saying in the other video on Tuesday how my kids, whoever he's supposed to be to them, father, I guess, I don't know, he did a lot of sabotaging. And I used to wonder why certain things was going on in my home, like with attitude and bad behavior, talking back, trying to get smart. Well, the sad part is he was actually telling them they did not have to listen to me. They did not have to follow my rules. They only had to listen to him and nobody else. Who does stuff like that? An immature individual. That's who. And then you wonder why life went the way it went and is going for you. It's supposed to. God does not turn a blind eye to the stuff we do in this life. He does not. And God does not forget our labor of love on the other end. So when you've done things the right way, God will bless you. But when you have not, you've got to pay. And it's not something that God has done. It is something that you have done. And now it's time for you to pay up. Paying up don't feel good, do it? The mother's telling the child what his father's like, what he's doing and not doing, and the father's telling the child what his mom's like, how she's crazy and how she's controlling. I've heard kids in divorced families complain that their mom is so controlling, she's awful, I can't live with her. Too often they were just repeating what their father said to them. The problem is that the complaints may be valid to some degree, and now the kid can see it, but they can't react to it appropriately because they don't have the maturity to do so. It's not right to put your child in that position. It's not right. It is not right. You don't do stuff like that. That's it. Like I said, you two deal with it, but leave the children out of it. Don't do that. I really honored one of my cousins. He has a son, and him and the mother are not together. They haven't been together in years. But when I tell you they co-parent so well, I just look and I just be like, I wish I knew what that was like. I wish. I wish I knew what that was like. Is it when you gotta always argue with the person because they just constantly want to argue and all of that. And the truth of the matter, is with their father, he was angry at the fact that I had the gall and the audacity to leave him. Well, I should have. 7 years of wasted time. You realize this ain't going nowhere, baby, and you can do a whole lot better. But see, and this is why I say be careful who you produce with, because I don't ever look at my children as a mistake. I don't. In those 7 years that I wasted with their dad, there are so many treasures and gems that I have walked away with that I have in my vault that I now pass on to other women. And I'm telling you, listen, I would never go back down that street again. But the bottom line is, I learned so much of what I do and don't want. I did. And I have the right to choose cautiously, using wisdom. So, when what a person say and does doesn't add up, it ain't gonna add up. As Taya say, the math ain't mathin'. It's not mathin'. It's not Mr. Sir and Miss Ma'am. It's not mathin'. You can't try to make it add up because it won't. It's not meant to fit. So act like the responsible adult that your child needs. The key is to have a responsible relationship with your child. Responsible adults don't let their children skip their homework. They don't let their children make excuses for failure. and they don't badmouth the teachers. That's the type of relationship you need to have with your child. It's called being a responsible adult, an adult who loves their child and at the same time holds their child accountable. It's called effective parenting. I'm telling you, there were times my kids would be like, here she goes. She just always wanna just oh, on my nerve. On my nerve, yup. And I'm gonna be on it till you take your last. Yup. Holding you accountable. Because I know you have the potential to be great and to do great and mighty things. And let me just say this: do not allow your children to be in competition with each other. Do not allow your children to rip each other apart. Do not allow your children to say things that they can't take back from saying towards one another. Don't do that. I remember having some mean, nasty, evil things said to me from my sister. And my mom and her husband would sit right there and would not correct her, would not. In fact, the sad part is they've allowed her to grow up believing those things that she thought of herself, and just dogging me, just constantly dogging me, saying all kind of nasty things. You don't do stuff like that. It's not acceptable. It's intolerable in my book. I believe I'm not, we don't do favorites. I don't, let me tell you what I don't do. I don't do favoritism. I'm not that impressed. I'm not that enthused. Because guess what? For all have sinned and fell short of God's glory. We're just walking specks of dirt that God chose to breathe life into to fulfill his purpose and his mission in this earth. Let me tell you something. You're going to get your feelings hurt. You walk around here putting one kid up over on a pedestal over the other one because it ain't going to go the way you think. And you have to ask yourself, in your last days of being on this earth, who going out of all your kids, who gonna be there to wipe your butt? Who gonna be there to make sure you get those doctor appointments? Or who's gonna be there to make sure you take your meds? Who's gonna be there to make sure that your food is being distributed properly and that you're following the script that the doctors gave? Who? Because most times the ones you put up on the pedestal ain't thinking about you. And it's so sad, but it's so true. I've seen it so many times over and over and over. My kids will tell you I tried my best to not play favorites. I made sure if I did for one, I did for the other one. Now, if you got in trouble, now I'm going to have to deal with you. You know, I remember, my oldest son would say, well, you ain't put him on punishment. I said, well, did he do what you did? Did he? No. So why would I? Why? Do you hear how you said it? Oh, okay. See, they ain't like it. I got that down to the point. I got that raw, that real. I didn't play with my kids. Loved them dearly. We would go to movies. We went away on vacations. We did those things. But they know Mama, aka the warden, didn't play. We not doing all that. Let me tell you something. When my kids were younger, I remember they were little, like kindergarten and stuff like that, and they would ride the yellow school bus. They went to a private school. And they shared the bus with these other kids that were bigger than them, and they were complaining that the kids were bothering them. And I said, oh, yeah? I was the kind of mother, let me tell you something. I got on the bus. Which one? And when he pointed out, now the bus driver, real nice, but he was like, ma'am, you cannot get on the, sir, not right now. I said, let me tell you something. I said, these two right here, don't bother them. Don't. Or your parents and I, we're going to have a conversation. We definitely going to have a conversation because I'm coming to the school. We're not doing that. The bully thing, I don't do it. I used to get bullied when I was younger. It ain't that kind of party no more. Even in the church, it's sad to say, you have to be careful how you put the leaders, children, and grandchildren on pedestals. We ain't doing it. Oh, but that's so-and-so. That's Apostle's grandchild, or that's their... So, sin is sin. We got to get to a place, start calling that stuff out. Parenting versus friendship. Because their kids' issues are our issues. And if we act like it's not, What you think is going on out here in the world today? These kids, their situations is becoming ours because they're going around trying to victimize the people who are hardworking and doing whatever. I don't think so. I don't think so. But that's all I got for you today. Lord willing, I will see you guys on next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe because guess what? I got more. I got more. I got more. I got more. I sure do. We not done. We are not done. We are not done. I hope this is cutting and gutting the way it's supposed to. I really do. I really do. If you can walk away and act like, oh, that don't apply to me, or oh, I can't think of a situation or a time, then guess what? I don't know what planet you come from. Because let me tell you something. Every time I go to church on Sunday and I hear God's word, I can it always hit. Always hit. Always hit. If you can walk out and be like, oh, that was for them. That was for that family. Oh, that was for them. No. It's for you. It's for you. Lord, help us to do better. Help us to do better. I love you guys. God bless you. God bless you. Have the best day ever. Have the best day ever. As my auntie may say, we text this morning. She's so sweet. She always, we text. We text. That's my girl. I may not see her, but we text all the time. And I just thank God for her and I love her. So you guys stay safe. Have the best rest of your week and weekend. Love you and God bless. And I will see you, Lord willing, as I said, next Tuesday. But guess what? We're not getting off of this. We got more to go. Love you. God bless. Your favorite girl vocal with AJ Reese. Peace.